It's an innovative device for students, for teachers, and for life. As co-op students, we know what it's like to be in the workplace as well as being a student. So we know that it's hard to keep yourself alert and awake all the time at a desk, in school, listening to teachers. So the need for this device was to avoid all embarrassment. You don't want teachers to yell at you. You don't want to fall asleep and look like that guy, as some of us may have done that. So that is a lot of kids falling asleep though. And with our device, hopefully the point is to have them not fall asleep. Our approach was to have a small vibration. This is the actual motor that we have. It's smaller than a quarter. You put it under a wristband, and it's easy to hide, easy to conceal, and it gives an effective vibration that if you fall between a certain level that we deem is in the daydreaming state, it will pulsate. So it'll like say, all right, you're falling asleep, don't fall asleep. But if you go below that, then we deem that you are asleep or at too low of an attentive level. So it's constantly on, alerting you that you need to wake up, you need to stay awake. This also avoids any work environment problems. You don't want your boss yelling at you, approaching you from your cubicle saying, hey, why aren't you working? You don't want your teacher doing the same thing. This helps really in all cases.
Alright, so the benefits, as Christian mentioned, one of the benefits is to avoid confrontations with possibly your boss or your teacher. So we put that it's beneficial to all parties. So we mean that it's beneficial to students, their teachers, and all the students around that student using the device. It doesn't create disruptions or interruptions in the class. It's just a small vibration on your wrist that no one else will notice. Also in the workplace, your boss doesn't have to come up to you and say like, hey, why aren't you paying attention? Or like, why does it look like you're falling asleep at your desk or you're not doing your work? This will help keep you at an attentive level and performing as well as you can. Both long-term and short-term benefits. So the short-term benefits are obviously to keep your attention level high. The long-term benefits is to change your behavior patterns. So what we mean by that is if you're having this vibration on your wrist that keeps reminding you to be attentive, be attentive, be attentive, you're going to be consciously thinking about that all the time. Well, eventually you're going to start to become attentive as a force of habit because you're doing it all the time. So if you, well, that's the opposite purpose of the device. But yeah, so we think that the long-term benefits would like to actually kind of learn how to be attentive all the time without having to competition, there's really one type of competition. There's different companies that make it, but it's this device here. What it is it goes around the ear and it measures the angle, like the tilt angle of your head. So for example, this could be like an angle of 0, and if it got to a certain angle, then it would go off.
It's good. It's more for drowsy drivers.
Right. It's used a lot by drowsy drivers. That's actually the biggest market for it, and also somewhat by security personnel, just to make sure they don't fall asleep during like midnight shifts.
You're probably not going to need.
So yeah, when your head goes down, the alarm goes off. So why is our device better than that? Because if you're a student or if you're in the workplace and I mean, obviously you have to look down to do work, the alarm would go off. So our device goes around that and it won't go off to look down at your work. Do you want to talk about the code sign?
Yes. The software that we wrote, it's a good picture. Wake up call. It's divided into 2 sections. The first part,
make sure you're good up on my face. Make sure you're taking
digital packets from the headset.
Yeah.
And it assigns it to a value called attention. Now, the second part of your logo is essentially is that if it's above a certain value, it doesn't vibrate. If it's kind of in the mid-range, it'll vibrate every second or so. And if it's below that, it'll vibrate. So it's basically
this is specific.
We weren't able to put it up, but we might not get the proper components in time. But we wanted to make it so it's Bluetooth. You have that. There's an attention when you're playing.
Yeah, it's just like reads on several hours, and one of them is called digital. And the thing is that value generates, it has to be parsed by the program, and then it finds that value, and that value is between 100 means that you have full attention. 1 or 0 means you're completely asleep, you have no attention. So the thing is that your attention is going to fall somewhere in your brain. So the thing is that we chose about our demonstration, it was about around 70. Anything above 70, it doesn't vibrate. If it's between 70 and 40, then it will vibrate every second. And if it's below 40, it vibrates every second.
How did you guys work together?
How's that?
How did you work together?
So, like, which parts did we do and bring together? Okay, so Sachin did a lot of the soldering and helped with the circuit. I did a lot of like the final presentation and the report, which I have to do. And Eric dealt with the code. And so we pieced that all together.
And I have math, so I'm the flight coordinator. Thank you very much.
Do you guys have any other questions for me? What's that?
The market for that thing, do you have any idea?
It's not a big market. I think they said it was like 20 bucks, 30 bucks. It's not extremely expensive, but it just isn't practical for out use.
It's like in our market, but in a way it's almost not in our market just because we have to be able to look down as students and as employees. But it's just kind of a similar product.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's a demonstration of a market. Whether there's going to be some...
Thank you for helping us help you help us.
That's an indication there is.
Right, okay. So, I'm sorry, I guess...
So I just curious, you know, if you knew what kind of volume they had.
Oh, how many they sell each year or something?
You got it. You can't wait to
Yeah, I'm not sure.
There's some free samples, okay? Initial product, free samples.
So this is an
It does demonstrate there is a need.
Oh, right.
That's what
I see.
You buy it from actors.
right. You still talk to
yeah,
Let's say they're
that's already out there.
so basically we become.
If you just go on Amazon, you can search like a drowsy driver alarm and a bunch of results. They're all pretty much the exact same, but there are different companies.
the final
that make it. There's definitely demand for it.